You ever look up at the sky and just wonder? You've got these bright, cheerful white clouds, and then you've got the dark, menacing ones. It's something we see all the time, but have you ever really stopped to think about why that is? Well, we're going to dive into that. It's actually pretty fascinating.
So this is the big question, right? How does a cloud go from looking like a fluffy piece of cotton candy to this, heavy thing that looks like it's about to burst? Are they even made of the same stuff? Well, turns out the answer has everything to do with how they play with light.
Yeah, you've got your classic white cloud on one side, super soft, fluffy, perfect summer day kind of vibe. And then on the other, you've got that heavy, stormy beast that basically screams, "Get inside." They really feel like total opposites, don't they? But here's the kicker. Their story starts in the exact same place.
All right, to figure this all out, we've got to look at two key ingredients. First, what are clouds actually made of? And second, what's the deal with sunlight itself?
Okay, so first things first. Every single cloud you see up there, doesn't matter if it's white, gray, or anything in between, it's basically the same thing. It's just a huge collection of super, super tiny water droplets or little ice crystals. They're so small and light, they can literally just hang out in the air, floating around.
All right, on to ingredient number 2, sunlight. Now, to us, it looks, white or maybe kind of yellowish. But in reality, it's this amazing cocktail of all the colors of the rainbow all mixed together. And believe me, this is a huge piece of the puzzle.
So what happens when that sunlight actually hits a cloud full of all those little water droplets? Well, a process called light scattering kicks in. Think of it like this. Every single one of those droplets acts like a tiny little disco ball. It just takes that sunlight and bounces it off in every direction imaginable.
And here is the beautifully simple answer. It turns out the water droplets in a typical fluffy cloud are just the right size to scatter all the colors of sunlight pretty much equally. So our eyes get hit with that complete mix of colors all at once. And what happens when you mix all the colors of light together? Yep, you get white. It's really that simple.
Okay, so that perfectly explains our friendly, fluffy white clouds. But what about their dark, stormy, kind of intimidating cousins? Well, the answer to that question changes everything.
Exactly. This is the big question, isn't it? If they're all just made of water droplets, what's different? What's the thing that flips the switch from that bright white to a dark, moody gray?
Well, the difference isn't what they're made of, it's how much of it there is. See, storm clouds are just physically different. They are way, way thicker and denser. We're talking packed with a ton more water droplets, and those droplets themselves are usually bigger than the ones you'd find in a happy little fair weather cloud. And here's the key. When a cloud gets that thick and dense, sunlight just can't make its way all the way through anymore. Instead of scattering the light like a disco ball, the sheer volume of water starts to block it or even absorb it. Hardly any light that hits the top of the cloud can actually make it out the bottom.
To really wrap your head around this, let's use a simple analogy. It'll make everything just click. I like to call it the shadow blanket effect.
Okay, picture a regular white cloud. It's like a thin, sheer curtain in a window, right? It lets the light through, makes the room bright, but it's all scattered and diffused. Now think about a storm cloud. That's like a big, heavy, thick blanket. If you hold that up to the window, what happens? It blocks the light completely, and the side facing you is dark.
And that's a perfect way to think about it. The darkness we see isn't some different color, it's not a different substance. When you're on the ground looking up at a dark storm cloud, what you're literally seeing is the cloud's own shadow. You're just standing under that giant blanket looking up at its shaded side. So we've got the how down, but let's connect it to the why. Why do we instantly see a dark cloud and think, uh-oh, rain?
Well, it's a super direct connection.
The very thing that makes the cloud dark, all that thickness and density, is also the reason it's about to rain. Think about it. A cloud has to be absolutely packed with water to get dense enough to block the sun. And eventually, once those droplets get big and heavy enough, gravity takes over, and down they come as rain.
Okay, let's do a quick recap of the whole journey from white to dark. So, step 1, all clouds, every single one, are made of tiny water droplets. Step 2, when those clouds are small and thin, they scatter sunlight, and boom, we see them as white. And then, step 3, as they get thicker and denser and packed with more water, they start to block the sunlight. And what we see from down here on the ground is just the cloud's own shadow.
So that kind of leaves us with a pretty cool final thought, right?
The next time you look up and you see one of those dark, imposing storm clouds rolling in, you'll know exactly what you're looking at. It's not something weird or different. It's just a cloud that's so full of water, you're literally standing in its shadow. In a way, you're seeing the rain before it even starts to fall.